time.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Adequate Company, a 4-part weekly online adventure game improvised comedy show. My name is Matthew Watson-Jones, and I am your host and game master. Similar to typical Dungeons & Dragons games, I have prepared a quest for my players. However, just like in our Monday night show Quests of Yalpalor, my players will not only be portraying their own characters and details and actions, but they'll also be inventing new details in the moment, bringing some hilarious unpredictability to the world, and perhaps even playing some other characters we shall see.
Yeah.
I've gathered 4 hilarious improvisers and actors from around Europe to join the world-renowned adventurers guild named the Adequate Company!
Yay, yay!
We're almost good enough, guys.
Please say hello to Charlie, Jada, Isaac, and Yana, my 4 international improvisers. And to introduce their characters, the poetry of death meets the existential dread of boredom in life, Orpheus Symphomortis.
Do we really have to do this again?
She's old, she's bold, and she's not going to take any of your nonsense or remember your name or where she is. It's Aggie Ababa.
Would you like a hard candy?
Smell that? That's the cosmos. And cookies and old caramel.
I'm just here to be here with y'all tonight and every day forever.
And finally, the ultimate companion in battle and on a walk, whose most fearsome weapon is his puppy eyes, probably. It's Buddy Buddy Ladybug.
I'm gonna fetch you a bone off your enemies.
Before we
He
jump
has a
into...
bone to pick with all of you, but not yours, Orpheus. You just carry them around in that little knapsack purse thing.
If someone touches my bones, I will touch them inappropriately, and that's not a sexual thing.
What about big ol' antlers?
Those are
Oh,
bones.
that is a bone.
I actually don't know.
I think they
I
are,
actually
yeah.
don't know.
Before we jump into it all, I've got a bunch of people to thank for all their help. Mainly D&D map designer Afternoon Maps for the maps in this game. You can see from Figment RP, we've got Itamar and Trent have helped with the logo, with Zoom, with getting everything up and running. We're using music from Tabletop Audio and Roll20 for our online platform. Are you all ready for the recap?
Yes.
Recap.
What
Last-
happened?
Last time on Adequate Company, a team of misfits were gathered together by Guildmaster Butfair to investigate a mysterious grey dust settling over the Duchy of Ducky. Monsters were being displaced and were looting neighbouring towns, so their first responsibility is to protect the people, but, if at all possible, to also find the cause of this dust and stop it. They charmed their way through the queue and the payment for the teleporter and warped to the nearby town of Pickle, and were walking towards Ducky when a dust storm approached, and just ahead of it a gang of orcs that decided they wanted to attack the Adequate Adventurers. We left them mid-fight, having just defeated the half-ogre. Could you describe, if we had a freeze frame of what position your fighters were in? I can take you one by one to describe what your freeze frame looks like. So describing your appearance and what you were doing at the exact moment we stopped. Starting with Orpheus.
Oh, well, Orpheus is wearing this very, very heavy-looking armor. It's very thick, very black, very goth. It has, carvings of gargoyles and bats all over it. And it looks quite shining, something like he never wears it in battle, sort of. It might be more of a decoration sort of thing. He is very tall, very handsome, very long black hair. And he's going a little bit heavy on the eyeliner, but he seems to like it that way.
And what has he just done? Well, he's about to do something, isn't he? So.
Oh, well, because last session ended abruptly before my turn. You can see how he's rolling his eyes and he's about to to say something, but that's where time stopped.
Are we say just before we move on, rolling eyes as in like about to cast a spell, or rolling eyes as in ugh?
I think, ugh, I have to cast a spell.
Okay,
It's like,
it's both. Aggie Ababo, a freeze frame on Aggie. What does that look like?
Well, again, Aggie is this shriveled, tiny little old lady, and in one hand she is just, bracing her cane, just shaking it in genuine anger. The other has her hand like down her cleavage. What you might not be able to see is she's attempting to put her hand inside of the tiny little cauldron that hangs around her neck. But it basically does look like she's just hunting for gold of some sort. Again, shrunken little old lady. It's quite the picture. She's also riding on top of Buddy Buddy. So there's a lot of like wild, she's on top of a Shetland, half Corgi. So things aren't going very well for this little old lady, but she's also pissed.
Other than half Shetland, half Corgi, Buddy, what else can you tell us about?
Yeah, I have humanoid hands, and with those I am like...
I forgot the humanoid hands!
Yeah,
You're the best part.
I am using both of my humanoid hands to wear a halberd, and I've just been in a hack and slash berserk on the huge troll and one of the other one, I believe.
Yeah.
And I believe because I'm really happy-go-lucky, your best friend companion, the ultimate companion, if you will. I'm also now like splattered in blood, but my face is still like
And
really happy. Yeah.
Old Caramel, a freeze frame of Old Caramel.
Well, I'm old Caramel's a 10 to 12 foot, I forget, tall moose man. So like, if you took a moose and you just like made him vertical, he also has humanoid hands, and he has big old antlers. He has birds living in him, and he just cast a wild shape, but in a cosmic way. So he's wreathed in stars in the shape of an archer.
Ooh.
And he also is commanding a beam of like searing moonlight around the battlefield. And like he's usually pretty chill, but now he's like, I'm gonna murder some orcs, but like in a chill way.
Okay, then let's leap straight back. Let's bump. We unpause time. The eye rolling continues, and we carry on with Orpheus' turn.
ugh.
And that's
So
it.
I have both these orcs in front of me, and I roll my eyes so hard that it's almost audible. And I cast Death Bells. I put my scythe, I roll my eyes, put my scythe on the floor, and just like move my hand and cast Death Bells.
Okay, so because the target, it's the war chief right in front of you with the heavy chain armor.
No, this is the thing. I am a Reaper, and as a Reaper, I get to cast cantrips targeted at one enemy to two enemies as long as they are within 5 feet of each other.
Because
So I
they're
can
close
cast them on
enough
both.
to each other, the energy goes between them both.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they both hear them.
Okay, so
Delicious.
this 8 damage, this necrotic energy just bursts into the angry-looking war chief right in front of you, and it just kind of swirls around him, and then also an offshoot of it goes into the guy next to him as well. The guy next to him, this one, looks like he is about to go down. He looks complete wreck. The one directly in front of you has been badly wounded. There's been a lot of damage done to him in this battle, but he's still standing up. He's willing to fight to the death.
Okay, before my turn ends, I'll just, after I do that, I just close my fists next to me. I go, cracks! And I break my I break 2 of my 4 necromancy points,
Oh,
The hell?
which gives me 2 fake HP points.
okay. So you're giving
And-
yourself +2 temporary hit points.
Yeah, and that also puts my armor class up 1 level.
Okay.
That's it.
Excelente. But it's not all for you, Charlie, though, because you're also controlling Christopher, the spirit of an ex-lover.
So Christopher just he sounds like and casts and casts necrotic bolt on
Whoa.
the guy in front of us.
The heavily armored one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Great bolt. Phew.
Okay, let's see what his armor class is. I'm afraid that it bounces off the armor, so it just goes dong and flies off sideways.
I scream, I say, his armor is some kind of magical because magic bounces off of it and it doesn't make sense.
You'll get him next time, Orpheus. Won't he, Cornelius? Yes.
And it's actually the war chief's turn now,
Farts.
and he is going to attack Orpheus.
No, not Orpheus.
But I believe neither of those is enough to break through your armor class, Orpheus.
No.
So he swings, kung, kung, and both of his attacks clang against your armor, but barely even dent it. And
That's a lot of damage.
He's super. Yeah, I know that probably would have killed you had it hit you. You would have died. However,
Okay,
your armor
hashtag
is.
pray for Orpheus. I'm actually shitting my pants.
You put on such a brave face, so everyone that looked at you would just think that you're looking death in the face, but really you're thinking about the death happening in your pants. I like that.
Oh.
Did you say the death happening in your pants?
The death happening.
Oh.
At this moment, the dust storm that was ahead of you, the dust storm that these orcs were fleeing in front of, finally catches up with you all and covers the battlefield.
Wow.
Farts.
Fancy technical effects. So there's this dust storm just flies into your faces. There's dust flying. Yeah, you might cough because it's getting in your eyes.
I don't
It's
like
not-
this.
It's not so thick that you can't see anything, but what this does do thematic combat-wise is if you want to attack something more than 10 feet away from you, it will now be with disadvantage.
Well, shit.
I was already disadvantaged, young.
Then it means no difference for you.
Literally none.
Okay, we got 4 orcs acting next. This one is going to step forward and try to attack Aggie on the back of.
I appreciate that no one ever tries to attack Buddy. No, only the rider.
And that will be 10 damage.
Ooh.
Yes, it will.
And
This
this
not very happy about that.
this one down here that's next to the druid is going to attack old Caramel.
Bring it on. Oh, well, I shouldn't have said that because that does hit me.
It does hit you for 8 slashing damage.
God damn
Slashes into you. There are 2 orcs a little further away firing with short bows, and they're both going to shoot at Buddy, but they're attacking with disadvantage.
That's good.
12 and 6. I imagine neither of those hit. Yeah, 12 is less than your armor class, Buddy.
Yeah. I have 18 armor class.
Woo! So yeah, these arrows.
Why aren't you meat shielding for me? That's just not very nice.
The arrows fly over your head, and it's now old Caramel's turn.
Well, okay. I am going. All right. First thing I want to do is I want my flock of cute little birds. I have a flock of cute little birds. I want them to attack. I want them to attack
goodness.
the war. I want them to attack the war chief.
Okay, have you got them the token? Can you?
No,
Drag.
but I have him in. Wait. I totally do. I
Just pull him
think.
over.
I totally do. Nope, doesn't work.
Yes, it does. They're there.
Yes, they're there.
Oh yes! There's my flock of cute little birds.
Yes.
Oh sweet. And they have an attack, but I think I have to roll it manually.
I can do it for you.
Oh
It's...
no, I totally can do it. They're going to beak attack.
At the chief.
Yeah. Ah man.
Yeah, that does not hit. It bothers him though, and it bothers him enough that he will have disadvantage on his next attack because they're flying around his head, and he's like.
Oh, I've now gotten to attack with a flock of birds. I'm pretty sure that this is I've been wanting to do this forever. I'm gonna guiding bolt this guy again as my action.
The same guy,
Yeah, and I miss.
and you miss.
And then I'm gonna have my starry form attack with an arrow because it can.
Cool.
It is a. Oh, this isn't helpful. It doesn't actually give me the attack modifier. But I'll just roll a d20.
Okay.
That misses.
Yeah, I'm guessing that misses.
Oh, caramel.
Cooper misses.
I'm also guessing that because of all the other things you did, your moonbeam that was sort of floating towards the enemy just sort of dissipates.
Yep.
In the storm.
I don't think it dissipates. I think it just sits there.
Oh
for
no, I
amount
just
of time.
deleted it.
It's okay. I'm not gonna
if you
use it.
if you do use it, let me know and I'll just draw it back in. Just
Gotcha.
roll 20s
I'm
of
gonna-
pain for this kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Man. Old caramel at it again, just not being super useful.
Aggie, your turn.
Question.
Yes.
Considering that Aggie's hand, at least one of them, is in fact has been trying to reach in her cauldron,
Yes.
as a bonus action, can one pull out Amboto?
One can, but you have to explain it in great detail for the
I
audience.
do, and I will. So, everyone I know has been fascinated with the hand that has reached into the great cavernous recesses of Aggie's cleavage.
Gross.
There's a lot of muttering, swearing, and what you see is, "Ugh, honestly, Amboto, you're putting on weight." And she pulls on a tentacle, and what you see is this, like, relatively small for now octopus. It is bright, like almost the most sickly neon pink octopus you've ever seen. And it just sort of comes out, and if you could see its eyes, you would know that it is just very displeased with its life choices. But it is Amboto, her familiar, and Aggie
Jesus.
sort of flings Amboto onto the gentleman orc in front of her.
Gentleman
The
orc.
gentleman orc in front of her.
And
Excellent.
in the same movement, she goes, "Well, I don't think any of you deserve it, but I'm going to give you a cookie." And
Okay.
she's going to cast Combat Combustibles,
Can I also get a cookie?
which is really sad because they don't do as well as we hoped. But basically what it does is in 120 feet, Aggie can hurl a magic cookie.
Wow,
That
she's
would
got,
blow
some-
up
she's got a serious
in the
range
orcs.
on throwing a cookie.
I can also put the description if anyone in the chat would like to see it. But basically,
Oh yes, do it now.
Post
A
it for the
chocolate-
audience, yeah.
a chocolate chip cookie sort of emerges from Cornelius's little mouth. 3 of them. And one goes to the gentleman orc over here. One goes to the gentleman orc over here. And then the third, for good measure, goes back to this person because they attacked her with an arrow and they succeeded.
Okay, wow.
And they
So,
must do dexterity saves.
Yes.
The one on the right twice.
And Dex.
All that for 2 damage.
2.
I know.
Yeah.
You failed.
It's something though. It's something.
I mean,
They all failed!
they all failed. So they, the one on the right takes 4 damage,
Yes.
and the one on the
Oh
left
my
takes
God.
2. And Amboto gets a turn when the DM decides.
Right now.
Fabulous. Well, Amboto is very unhappy and very upset. and does not agree with anything that has happened. And so they're going to just tentacle the face of this very unfortunate orc.
Excellent. I mean, you're on its face, so I'm going to say a 10 is sufficient to actually
Well, it's only
be on
one
their
damage.
face. It's 1 damage.
But if you want
Well,
to escape,
I
This
have to
guy will
say,
also be
octopus-
attacking with disadvantage.
Octopi have like sucky tentacles, so wouldn't he like half blind him or something?
probably.
I think
think
if her
that's valid.
if her
That's a
attack roll
valid interpretation.
if her
of
attack
the-
roll had been higher, I would say he was properly blinded. As it stands, he's just going to be attacking with disadvantage.
Well, but is he also grappled?
Oh goodness, yeah, that's what it says. Attack is grappled.
He does need to roll a DC 10 to see if he's like fully grappled, but if he is, oh, there's a lot of tentacle happening.
We'll
Just
see on his
constant.
turn, shall we?
This is gross.
Buddy.
I love it.
Yeah, the tentacles are literally going everywhere, like you're just a swarm of angry tentacles, just like slap, 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 slap.
I feel like in one of those hentai things.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening. Where do you think I got it?
Buddy,
Let's
are you
talk
up?
about that. Let's talk about that for a while.
No, let's have
I
Buddy's
studied
turn.
it, and I have the degree. Sorry, buddy, I'm on you. It's time to play.
Buddy, are you ready?
Yes. So which one of these baddies seems to be like the leader?
The leader is this guy.
The one that is hammering me.
The one
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
got a swarm of birds around his face.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you can tell.
Okay. Aggie, I have a plan. Do you want to keep being on me, or do you want me to put you on the ground?
And Aggie's gonna just like with Cornelius, just sort of like tap, but in like the most loving way, like, go for it, buddy.
That doesn't really answer my question.
It does. It means like, onward ho, friend. I will stay on top of you, and we will see this through together.
Oh, good. So on my first action, I will run towards next to the big baddie.
Okay, so Aggie comes too. As you move away, the one that's got an octopus on his face gets an attack with disadvantage and misses.
Nice. Oof. Okay.
I'll talk to you later, squid face.
Squid face.
And for my second, so can I use my skill now? I want to use
Sure.
disarming attack. Yes.
Ooh,
Ooh.
do it.
Let's see. Wait. Damn it. Yes.
So you
But-
expend a superiority die, add it to the attack strength. The target makes a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
I'll do
So-
this. I'll do the strength check now while you're rolling, just to save time. That was a natural 20.
Damn it.
Das is
Wow.
bad.
Okay, I think
That's
Matt
some
has
bullshit.
killed it. First encounter, we're dead.
So did I have to
Just, oof.
use a superior
Yes,
die?
use the superiority die. There's still a chance it'll be above 24.
But really,
How do I use it?
I think there's a little button to click on the character sheet to add the superiority die to your roll.
Oh my god.
I believe in you, buddy. And Aggie's on top, just like, literally. Aggie's like, I believe you can touch this guy. What?
You did! I just rolled it for you
Oh, okay.
with your superiority
Wow.
die. So because
Yes.
it gets a plus, it's a D8 added to it.
You
Okay.
nat 20 to nat 20. Woo, buddy's the OG.
Viewers at home, this almost never happens.
Almost the possibility of this is so it's so small, it's so infinitesimal, but clearly Yana has just got it going.
Audience at home, if you can tell us the exact percentage of how often this happens, we will give you a prize.
I will
what?
tell you what that prize is later.
No, I want to give the prize.
Okay, good.
Yes.
But this
So I
is
Even
succeed?
better.
you
Isaac's
succeed.
money.
Not only do you succeed, this is
I
enough
didn't say money.
damage. This is enough
Oh.
damage to kill him. Would you
Oh,
like to
nice.
describe your death blow for us?
No, we do not negotiate with stupid people.
So good.
Ah, they don't see the rolls, you guys. I haven't been keeping the. They should be able to see the rolls.
Oh, it's because you haven't been keeping it updating it down. So
Yeah,
they can.
now they can.
I guess that's what you call disarming a foe by killing it.
By taking
is-
its arms off. Did you cut his arms off?
Yeah, I guess. So the orc is now just bleeding to death with his like stubs.
Is that the leader one? The one that is in front of
That
me?
was the leader one, yes.
It's gonna slowly just bleed to death.
And collapse to the floor with like
I
bloody
think
stumps.
I think here as a reaction, if I'm seeing him bleeding to death,
Yes.
as a reaction, I will use my give me a second. Scythe of Compassion.
Okay.
I just slice. It's not. It doesn't do any damage. I just slice him.
And he gets. It's like his life flashes before his eyes, and he gets.
Yes. So my Scythe of Compassion shows you during your last like seconds of life, it elongates a moment of your life that gives you some kind of peace. So I see him. You see him. You see Orpheus seeing this being suffering, and suddenly his expression changes to something more serene, and he just slashes with an incredibly speed with his huge scythe, which feels unbelievable. And this heavily armored orc, you suddenly see himself as a little tiny orc in his little tiny oak house, and his mother is cooking fried fish, and his father is watching animals kill each other, and he just remembers that and starts crying as he is slowly just bleeding to death.
So
And you may
yeah,
ask yourself,
rather than the agony and pain that was on his face a minute before, you see a smile and a tear roll down his face, and then he just goes poof, down onto the floor.
what a wonderful moment that was.
Yeah, buddy, you actually have a second attack.
Amazing.
What the? I need to rethink my character after this. What?
Oh,
Oh my
fighters.
God.
High level fighters. Oof.
I mean, we need one.
We do. We do. We are an adequate but not exceptional party.
Are you,
Adequate is a compliment for us.
Yes.
buddy? You can reach this guy, I think, because it's a halberd, so it's long range.
Yes. Yeah, I wanna slash that dude.
This guy is on death's door already. If he
Yeah.
had the chance to run, he would.
So can I just do a normal attack?
Normal attack, yes.
All right.
No,
Birds. I'm sorry, but you have to go too.
Let me have a check. I'm not sure if that's high enough. Oh, well, yeah, you need to turn off the superiority dice.
Oh,
Oh.
so 11.
No, I'm afraid that doesn't hit. It's just he slices
no.
at him and he sees it coming and he's like, "Ah!" And he just gets out the way in time. He's seen you slice the arms off his boss and he is terrified.
Wow.
So rough.
Orpheus, your turn.
Amazing.
Do orcs speak a language?
They do. They speak Orcish. Or Orc.
Okay.
Just Orc.
I will try to connect telepathically to this orc next to us.
Yeah.
Because you said that he would escape if he had a chance,
Yeah.
so it means that he doesn't have any aggressive intent anymore.
No,
So
this is,
I
yes,
perceive
this is
it.
right. Yeah, you perceive this.
I can perceive this, and I try to connect him telepathically, because I can speak with whatever has a language.
Ooh, can you?
Orpheus, you
Yeah,
have
go
the
for
world's
it.
longest turn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What do you do,
I
Orpheus?
don't get those amazing rolls, though. I just have to make it up with words.
He says to the woman who rolled a 2 damage and then a 1.
And a 1 with octopus.
I also got a 2 damage on the moonbeam earlier. That's like 2d10.
That's
even worse.
ridiculous. Okay.
Apologies.
I connect with this thing, and I tell him, as I just basically start turning from him, kind of like, if you kind of like go away and escape, we won't kill you. But if you stay like a millisecond longer, you're gonna like die.
Okay.
And I just turn away from him.
Yep.
move here. Boop.
Okay.
And pass.
He's.
No?
I'm just gonna
He
roll.
will try to, well,
I'm
it's
gonna
his
roll.
choice. He can
yeah, exactly.
he
I'm
can
gonna
try to attack.
to
This is-
see
this is
if
the
he's gonna. So I think you've done well enough that he's terrified, and yes, he's gonna run. He's not gonna try and attack you.
Okay.
Christopher.
Christopher. How long can Christopher walk?
It should say on his sheet.
Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Oh, fucking walking, man.
30 feet.
Walking and
Okay.
talking.
Beautiful.
Every time we say it, it doesn't get less funny.
Gorgeous funniness.
So good.
Okay. 30 feet. So I guess to here.
Yeah.
If you can move him there.
Sure.
I can't. Good. And he will use the bolt again.
Okay, so they're still out of range through the dust storm, so it will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Love it.
Pew.
But I believe that hits.
Ooh.
Good.
Which one were you shooting at? The top one or the bottom one?
The top one.
The one who's had many attacks with a cookie.
The one that's seen more cookies.
Okay, he's still standing, but he's pretty badly wounded. The bottom one is barely.
What 9 would feel like.
Great, and now it's their turn. So there's one with an octopus on his face.
As you do, as you do.
So what did you
Better
say?
not
It was
hurt
a
my
strength check?
DC 10, yeah.
Oh, this octopus is so heavily sucking on his face.
Amboto, like, just
so
slapping
funny.
him. Just slapping him in the face. Like, just slapping at him. Just one tentacle is just like,
I'm gonna roll.
yeah.
I just made like octopus like noises and things, and my cat is right in front of the computer, and he just stared at me like I'm gonna get you.
He thought he was running towards you guys, but he's run away by mistake.
Wait! I have to tell you another thing. So my cat's on my computer, and when the token moved, he stared straight at the token and was like, and because it left my field of vision, he's like, did it go behind my computer?
Wow.
This terrified guy is gonna run away, but in that moment, it's gonna give an attack of opportunity to old Caramel.
Old Caramel's gonna take an attack of opportunity. I'm gonna opportunistically attack with his.
He genuinely believed the telepathic message that no one would hurt him, but as he turns
Well, it
his
would have been
back,
helpful if Orpheus
I mean,
had
I'm
told
not
other
gonna
people.
hit him. It's okay. There's no way I'm gonna hit him.
oh, that
17?
hits, and it kills him.
It
Wait,
kills
that kills
him?
him?
Yeah, it kills him.
but
You smack him on the
Jesus.
back of the head, and
Orpheus is gonna be like so pissed. Like, I just want you to know, this was someone that did not want to fight. You just killed
wait.
someone that was asking for mercy.
Wait, can I
I
also
hope
have
you
an,
bring his ghost back to just haunt old Caramel.
can I have an attack of
Oh,
opportunity
I'm
with my
planning
birds?
to.
well, there's no need. He's dead.
But I just wanted to see if they would have hit.
Isaac!
They can peck at his corpse. The birds peck at his corpse.
That's just shite.
I just
That's-
wanted.
This is just cruel.
I just
Is
wanted to
old
see if they
Caramel,
would
like,
hit.
Checking out a
turn to
dead body
Orpheus?
now?
Is old Caramel like just like, I'm gonna make you new bones?
Uh,
Are you giving Orpheus a new friend? With your terrible carnivorous birds?
Okay, these two are gonna hop the fence and get to this guy, and they're gonna try and the top one is gonna try and pull the octopus off his face.
Would the octopus get an attack of opportunity?
Sure. He hasn't used his reaction, has he?
Nope,
Go for
nope.
it.
Oh, fantastic!
So I think if anyone tries to grab the octopus, or rather Amboto, let's give some real names on this, please.
Yep.
So if these orcos would go after Amboto, then Amboto is going to not be happy. And there's white dust everywhere. Well, now there's ink.
Oh no.
Is that
So
is
it
that a
going to
reaction though?
splatter.
He has that as a reaction.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I'm
Dexterity saving throw, 5-foot radius. Okay, so these guys. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. These guys need to.
Yeah, it's not an attack, so it is a reaction.
I just checked. Yeah. So they're like now covered. They're gonna. Oh well, they're very dexterous. Whew,
They're very
super
dexterous, and they successfully pull the octopus off the face because they got a 16 on their strength check. So they throw the octopus to the floor, and they grab their friend, and they start running the hell out of there. The three of them are escaping back the way they came. About that far.
Wow, they went really. Those are some fast orcs.
Yeah, technically this guy couldn't have walked that far because he was pulling an octopus off a face. Okay, that's as far as they've got. Old Caramel.
Oh, Caramel, let's just take a quick look at the range of this thing here. 45 feet, all right. Old Caramel's gonna take a...
Wait a second, didn't Old Caramel kill this thing here?
But it was an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
I just need to look at the speed of my birds.
Well, they'll struggle because it's a dust cloud, so they'll be at half speed.
Which means they get around... they get right around next to me. Which doesn't do much. But I don't think I have a ray. Oh, no, I do. I'm going to Guiding Bolt. Use my last Guiding Bolt on one of the runners. I'm just going to roll me a Guiding Bolt right now. Let's see that. Hold on 1 second. You all hold on to your horses. Right.
Your dog tours. Which one are you shooting at?
The closest one.
The closest one is the most wounded, and that hits and kills him. Knocks him to the floor.
I'm looking to rack up them kills tonight. And then I will fire an arrow using my wild shape
Oh yeah.
at
that a
the
bonus
ugly
action?
one that's the uglier one.
They're both pretty ugly.
Well, dealer's choice then. And I miss.
And you miss.
And I miss gloriously.
Aggie.
All right. Well, Aggie's going to look at them, and Aggie's not very happy that they're going. So, considering that Aggie's on top of Buddy, does Buddy would it be possible for the movement that we do to be sort of a thing where
Yeah,
Buddy...
you're next to each other in the turn order, so this is really easy to do. That you can have Buddy's movement. You can have your turns simultaneously.
I mean, I don't need to, Yana, but if Buddy wants to move, you can move. You can
If
move.
you have a plan, let's do it, Aggie. I'm all corgi ears.
All right, so I think we should. I don't
In
know.
fact, you could even have Buddy do a dash action, and Aggie can
Oh
attack.
yes, Buddy, would you do a dash action, please?
One dash coming up.
All the way to here.
Oh my god. One dash coming right up.
So, Aggie knows that it is going to be her delightful steed friend's turn next. So Aggie turns to the one that she can now quite literally touch, just lean over and touch, and she just looks at him and goes, "You made a bad life choice." And she bestows a curse.
Goodness.
So she just, like, almost gently, almost beautifully, and as the orc looks upon her face, it's almost as though all the wrinkles aren't really there. She's almost beatific, and she just taps on his head. And I'm trying to see what was my DC on that.
While it's so yeah, you've definitely got higher DC than 12.
Oh, on my wisdom? Yes.
Yeah.
So I do. I have 15. Haha. So and I did it at third level, but it's a third level spell, so it doesn't matter. So basically, you're cursed, sir,
Which means
and you have disadvantage on every ability check, every saving throw, made with wisdom, especially as well. But I believe every
people's
time Buddy
attacks.
attacks,
yeah.
every one of your attacks deals an extra D8 of necrotic damage. So I will roll that when you attack Buddy, and that is
Well,
why I did.
Oh.
Buddy dashed to get there, so unless he uses his action surge. Oh no, you already did.
Please use
didn't
your
you?
action search.
You
Yeah,
already did in the
last
last week, so I'm afraid Buddy can't attack.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all right.
But I like a cursed halberd, though.
But anyway, the dude still attacked, so I don't think he can do much.
No, probably not.
And then Aggie just sort of glares at the other one and goes, "You're next."
Buddy, is there anything else you can do after you've dashed?
Any bonus actions, man?
Not necessarily. Orpheus, you
yeah.
can get ready while
I don't
Buddy has a
think
look.
because
To be fair, any attack. So Orpheus, if you attack them, it's also 1d8 of
That's
necrotic
true.
damage.
Yes.
Anyone who attacks.
Yeah.
I think the action surge was that I can like get bonus actions. I don't think I have any other like bonus action skills that would give me the
Okay.
thing.
But if they try and move away from you, you do get an attack of opportunity.
Mm.
Because you're right up in there. Orpheus.
The problem is that Orpheus doesn't believe, like, I don't believe in attacking something that is escaping actively from death, because death has to be consensual. And if someone leaves, they are not really consenting to it. So, like, Orpheus just basically disengages from all of that bit of the fight and just moves to this orc. And given that he died seconds ago, can I try to spare the dying on him?
Sure. As in, make him come back to life?
It stabilizes him. So it's
Yeah,
not,
stabilize
if he is right now throwing his death dice,
Yeah.
it just stabilizes him.
Sure, go for it.
So I stabilize him.
Okay, he is stable.
And, yeah.
That's it. And Christopher?
Christopher comes to me.
Okay. The orcs try and run away. Who's going first, though? I think this guy. The one who had the octopus on his face before. So attack of opportunity, please. Buddy?
Buddy! And also me. Don't I also get one? Because I have Cornelius Kane.
That's true. But we'll just do Buddy's first, because if it kills him, then you can use yours on the other guy.
That's a good plan.
Here's to returning your curse. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, it hits and kills him. Cuts him
Just for
down.
fun, also 3 necrotic damage.
No, it was the other one. It was the other one.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
your turn to slash as this one tries to pull away. With Cornelius, you can get your attack of opportunity, and this one
Oh
has.
yeah, Eggie's like, "Don't you dare!" and smacks him on the head.
But then he dares.
With disadvantage, I always forget about that. That's fine.
but-
It misses, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure whether the curse would mean that he doesn't dodge it. Random ability checks, advantage on. Target has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. I'm going to say that because he's cursed, this situation is you're rolling without disadvantage. So you hit him, and you add your necrotic damage,
Oh yeah, so let's roll that d8.
Yes, please.
which
What?
kills him.
And Cornelius, like basically what happens is that Aggie goes like, with Cornelius, and Cornelius gets stuck in the orc's head. So what you just see is just this like kind of attempt to yank the cane out. Doesn't quite work.
Wow.
Went right into an eye.
As
And
the
I
battle
think
ends,
Orpheus, from where Orpheus is, he's looking at all of that massacre going on, like, up front, and he is, like, just, like,
I also think Amboto gets a turn, and I just want to see how what.
we're out of
there's
combat.
nothing else alive! You killed
We're out of
everything.
combat, so you can.
Oh, fabulous. Then Eggy is gonna just go. Buddy, do you mind terribly? It looks like Amboto's sort of struggling in this white nonsense, and well, I'd like to put him back where he belongs.
Okay.
And then yeah, Eggy is gonna just kind of reach over, and the tentacles are gonna wrap around her arm, and Mboto's just gonna come sit kind of like a really awkward hat on top of Aggie's head.
Nice.
That suits you.
Uh,
Wish I had a
You,
sweet hat.
you know, I used to have a friend with snakes for hair, but she could never get a date.
Oh,
as
sad.
this conversation ends, the dust storm stops blowing in your faces, and the last bits of dust above you just sort of gently start dropping to the floor around you. And as time passes, the sky will slowly clear, but at the moment it's just like snow falling snow.
I have a question, Matt.
Yes.
So Aggie, among her other dubious talents, is also a kitchen witch, and I would very much like to see if
A
Aggie
kitchen.
can sort of investigate the white substance to see if it's anything that she recognizes, maybe has cooked with, has used in a potion.
Sure. Maybe it's salt.
I hope not.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, that's what she did.
What would
Also,
you like to
this is
roll?
still-
Like investigation or
I think it would
medicine?
probably be Arcana because she's gonna like test it, maybe,
Well,
or
what you described was cooking. This is.
yeah. So then,
Oh, I see kitchen witch. Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll Arcana.
Would that? Oh, okay, Arcana. Would that be with this? That would be with disadvantage.
Yeah. Anyone else want to roll?
11.
I'm meanwhile licking the blood out of my halberd, and I'll throw acrobatics on it
Why?
if I succeed.
If you
You know, it's
succeed in not cutting your own tongue.
Yes.
Yes, you succeed in not cutting your own tongue with an 11.
Love it.
I'm rolling medicine to see if it's anything related to bone dust or something used in potion making, related to like health potions or.
It's not bone dust. It's not something that you immediately recognize. Aggie, you don't sense anything magical about this stuff itself. Although, as you have just observed, the storm stopped quite quickly. You think maybe the storm could have been caused... Like, it didn't seem quite natural that the storm would stop so suddenly.
This storm seems unnatural. Maybe the orcs did it.
I understand nature real well. I'm going to roll a survival check to understand whether this is an act of nature or an act of some magics.
That is...
I
you
don't
rolled
bleed anything.
You rolled a 2.
We are adequate in a fight and absolutely inept at life.
It came in a storm. The storm stopped. What caused the storm is hard to tell.
What caused this storm is beyond my reasoning, so there's that. Would anyone like some healings?
Very, very much. These old bones, not the ones Orpheus is carrying, but mine. Well, you see, it would be very helpful if you could heal them. I'm not doing very well, surprisingly. I'm actually at half my hit points.
Well, who needs healing the most?
I'm at half my hit points, and I'm a little old lady. What part of that seemed confusing to you, cosmic moose creature?
So
I
on
was just
the,
figuring out how many of my spell slots to expend or whether to do it twice on you. Oh, I know what I'm
on the
gonna
screen
do.
that the audience can see, it still says 3232. Could you show the audience? And also, Buddy, if you can reduce your hit points.
Mine is 25.
Yep, that's accurate.
I have 30 hit points at the moment out of 42.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal up the pleasant old woman with the weird cookies. Let's,
Weird
one-
cookies. It's
there's
in
one
the eye of the
cure.
beholder.
There's one cure wounds. That's
You have to. That's not cast. You have to.
I know. I'm showing the audience what
Oh,
I'm doing.
very nice.
You
Going
big old
at
dingus.
Blade.
You let me do my thing. Well,
Old Caramel
Wait.
says, "You big old dingus, let me do your thing." To just some entity somewhere that only he can see.
What is my
Young man, with
What
the
is my
time it's taking
spellcasting
you to
ability?
do this spell, I could brew a healing potion and probably meet Orpheus in the afterlife.
Okay, do it. I have a question.
Is that
What's-
any way to talk to your elders?
I'm potentially older than you. What is my spellcasting ability modifier?
Meanwhile,
Isaac's highly unlikely.
Probably
Where is-
whatever your
where is
wisdom
it?
modifier is.
I start to chase my
Really?
Shetland
Okay.
pony tail.
You guys keep like role playing for a second. I need to figure this out.
A nat 1 on those athletics, buddy. That's not good.
Yes.
You like slip in the white dust and just.
Whoa.
It's a very good thing that Aggie is no longer on top of you.
Oh. I must have slipped.
What level are you casting it at, Isaac?
Level 1.
10 healing. Very good.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Alright.
It did take you
Um,
long enough.
Okay.
Thank
alright.
you.
And then who else needs some healing?
I think at this point, Christopher comes back to me. I cannot control him, so I cannot move him.
Yep.
And we look at each other, we kiss, and he becomes a pile of bones again that I hide in my bag.
That was sweet.
Aw,
That was very sweet.
romance,
That was a
true
nice moment. I'm also gonna cast Goodberry. So I'm gonna reach out into the ether and 10 berries appear in my hand. Each one, if you eat it, you don't need to eat anything for the rest of the day, and they restore 1 hit point.
I actually go and pick one.
So if you eat one, take 1 hit point. And who wants some good berries?
I'm wondering, is this
I'm always
something-
hungry.
I'm wondering, I just need to take a look.
Or else who needs healing? Because I have other healing spells. I'm a
So
healing
I
dispenser.
take one of the good berries,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna do something very weird. So I bite it, I chew it, and then I kiss
no.
the death orc to pass the chewed good berry to him. So he can go back to 1 hit point. Everything, like, even though it is a very weird thing, everything looks very tender. It's done with a lot of like serenity and peace, and you could see it's almost like a mother caring for a child, sort of like movement.
Is it?
That was such a sweet moment just then.
Yeah, Eggie very deliberately takes a berry and keeping eye contact with Orpheus, eats it and swallows it.
How do you eat something and then swallow it?
Chews it and swallows it.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Chewing is
So
a
I'm
part
really
of the
wondering if
eating
you know
process.
how to eat, Isaac, and I'm like actually moderately worried about you.
I just slurp on stuff down. I just shove it in and hope that it goes in the right place. Guys, I have 8 berries. We have to get on with the adventure. I just want to make sure everyone gets their berries.
Can we?
We got our berries, man.
Yeah.
I take one of the berries and I put it in my pocket of the bag of
Oh.
goodies.
Goodness, I'll add it to the bag
Oh
of
my
goodies.
God.
I'm adding it to the bag of goodies.
This-
And a good berry. Great.
Well, I'm gonna munch on I'm gonna munch on 5 of those things because I need the hit points.
Go for it.
So there's
There's
2
2 left.
berries left.
So I guess after I do that, I try to leave the orc with some kind of because we had already connected, some kind of like in mind message that says, I promise, like something like, hey, I promise you wouldn't die, and I didn't let you die, but like rethink your life choices, and one day I might come to make you die, but consensually. Just take care. And I move on to Old Caramel, and I say, hey, like what you did there? He was escaping from you, man. That's not like nice. Like, try to ask for consent before you kill. Every person should ask for consent before they move and stab someone with their stick. That should be a thing.
I'll try to abide by those rules next time.
That said, heal me, please.
I have no healing potions.
No, like I'm talking to you and to the moose.
You might do. Do you want to reach into your bag, see if you have a healing potion?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
please
yes,
do.
yes.
Please do.
Okay.
Roll
I
a-
thought you were talking to me, but here
Can-
I come.
Can you roll a
What do I roll?
d20?
Yes, now I know where it is. Here comes. Oh.
What is it?
12.
It's a
Nice.
12. You
Here
pull
you
out
go.
5 silk handkerchiefs and some perfume.
You may
Well-
have them if you want, Orpheus.
Oh my god.
Aggie is immediately offended.
Thank you.
Do you also want
Fine.
something, Aggie?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll again
Uh,
and tell me the number.
Wait. 1.
1. You pull out a coin pouch of 100 gold pieces and
You want?
and a good berry.
You want the?
Aggie takes the gold and the gooseberry, and sort of looks at them, and looks at Orpheus and goes, "Thank you, buddy."
Anytime.
And that 12 hit points, that was for you, death person.
Orpheus.
I know his name.
Again, I just love that I can, as the dungeon master, can have a little conversation just with old Caramel, and the players just hear him say, "For you, deaf person, pause. I know his name."
So it was 5 silver handkerchiefs and what else?
Silk handkerchiefs and some perfume.
And Aggie turns to Buddy. Don't worry, we'll get you a nice little bone or something in the next town. Which reminds me, would you like a cake?
I like cake as long as it's not chocolate cake.
Oh, well, I think it's not egg, sugar, flour, magic. Nope. I think you're fine. Here.
Can you also use?
Aggie.
Can you also use the bones of those fallen enemies we've just slain for a good, brothy, tasty feely?
Aggie just sort of looks at you and is like, "Oh, buddy, eat the sugar."
Okay.
But now that Buddy's mentioned it, if there are any just rando bones lying around, Aggie will grab one.
Well, the orc chief had his arms chopped off, so there's visible bone on those arms.
Okay, then Aggie is going to. Man, I hope I don't need some spell slots. Aggie's gonna go over to the chief over here, and she's gonna cast.
Sorry about that.
She's gonna cast
Oh,
putrefy
okay.
food and drink,
The
and
Reese.
she's going to basically turn the chief's arm into like sort of like a beef jerky, like a little petrified hand.
Ooh.
And she's gonna hang it on her cloak and be thinking about spells and recipes that she can use the chief's hand for.
I would like us to move on. So, is there anything else people want to do here before we continue on our quest?
I left for just like 2 seconds, and Jada was like putrefying a hand. Can we
That's
talk
right.
about?
You'll find out
Let's
when
not
you
talk
watch
about
the
it. Let's just
Twitch
move on.
stream.
Let us continue our adventure.
Trot.
Yes.
Trot.
Okay.
Slow walk.
So you-
moving
you-
in the-
You head off. You leave the area. You just sort of continue on away from the wreckage of these corpses, and
Buddy, I think
some-
Maggie will get back on top of you for the record.
Yes.
at some point after you've all left, the one orc left alive like stirs and comes to and sees his fallen friends and just bursts into tears.
So
Okay.
so basically Orpheus like instead of killing him, made him wake up and just stare at all of his dead friends.
He didn't want to die. It is his choice. If he wants to commit suicide now, it is his choice. I didn't act on it.
It wasn't his choice. It wasn't his choice to come back to life. You didn't get the consent to bring him back to life.
Well, but I have to assume, like just like with sex in real life, you have to assume that not everybody wants to have sex with you until they say yes. Same with life and death.
You have to assume they want life unless you're told
Until they
otherwise.
say that they want to
This
die.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you emerge over the hill, and you see what is usually the bustling city of Ducky, which is the center of the Duchy of Ducky. So the city is called Ducky, so is the Duchy. However, today the streets are quiet. The silvery white dust just sort of rests over everything. You can see the castle at the center of the town, also covered in this dust. The teleportation building, very similar to the two you've already seen earlier today, is just completely coated in it. And that is right in front of you now. Just outside the city gates. There's almost no one around. There's a few people getting into a cart and starting to head east. What do you do?
We should probably talk to those people and see why this here town has been deserted / covered in dusty dust.
I guess.
Onward, buddy.
Trot, 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 trot.
Little coconuts just.
Yes.
I'm just setting things up so the audio. The thing I discovered is that there's lots of old pieces of medieval art that is free attribution. So have a nice picture, everybody.
Oh, it's a nice
Yeah,
picture.
Renaissance artists, we're not paying for your shit.
You trot up to the cart. There's 3 people on it, and then as you look closely, you see what you thought was a sack is actually a small child.
Hello there, small humanoid.
Child, would you like a hard candy?
The child's mother turns to you and says, "Who are you? What are you doing offering my kid? What are you offering him?"
Would you also like a hard candy? And Eggy offers out a hard candy.
Derek, this old lady's trying to give us candies. What's
Got
that,
a
love?
roll of 15.
You rolled a 15 on handing over candies.
No, it's a
It's a
spell
spell.
to make
Spell.
them friendly.
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
So regardless,
Sneaky.
regardless of whether or not they want to take the candy, they look on you more positively.
Well, unless they roll
for-
higher than an DC 15.
For
Yeah.
a full minute, and then they will realize that you've used a spell on them. Okay.
Essentially,
Oh, right. I guess I'll take that. You can have it here. And she hands one to her kid. What can I do for you?
Well, you see, we are just passing through, really. But there seems to be a lot of dust. Bad for my bones.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible, it is. It stops all the magic. It gets in the way. We can't teleport anywhere. We have to go by cart all the way to Pickle.
Oh, what a pickle.
Did you come
Pickle.
from... Yes, that's right, Pickle. Did you come from Pickle?
Well, we're here to help.
We do come from Pickle. It was a quite mustard mess.
But, oh, no. So the dust has reached Pickle?
Is on its way.
Oh, no, that's terrible. Oh, well, but if we can get there before the dust, at least we can teleport somewhere else.
Well,
But,
don't be a sauerkraut. What we're trying to figure out is where this all came from.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know. It just all of a sudden it started coming from the west, it did. Very
The
strange.
west.
That's right, from the west.
But that's where the Wicked Witch lives.
What?
The what?
The what? The what?
The
What do you-
Wicked, the Wicked Witch.
There's a
lives
wicked witch.
in the- Of course
Whoa.
there is. In
It's-
every west of every country, there is a wicked witch. It's in the rules of the country.
It must have been her then.
Should we go and investigate this witch of the West then?
I think we should.
I don't
I
know. It's rather a
guess.
kinship to anyone called an evil old lady. It's not very nice.
Well, right then. I guess we'll get going. And just as they set off, the spell breaks, and they're like, "Oh, I think she used a spell." Oh, shut up, dear. Don't start a problem now. She's left us alone. And they just sort of disappear off into the distance. They're arguing with each other.
Of course. Yeah.
Who in their right mind does an enchantment on a sweet little baby boy? Anyway.
Mommy, I don't understand. Do you think she wanted us to go with her? Was it like a candy man thing?
So, do you want to head straight west, or do you want to head into town?
We probably want to head into
I mean, I
town.
feel like we should head into town. Like that gave us no information whatsoever.
That gave us fewer than information.
Yeah. That was
There-
more like Orpheus telling us what Orpheus thought it was, but I don't.
No, but there is we know that it's coming from the west, and I told you that there is a wicked witch that lives in the west that may or not be related to this. I don't want to deal with the wicked witch of the west. She's a very wicked old lady.
I just.
Let's head into town. I think let's roll some investigation rolls up in this.
And maybe
up in
get
this
something
town.
to eat. You know, Aggie's a little peckish, a little noshy. It would be nice.
Well,
In
I
game
have a
terms-
dessert for the cake.
she should have
Yes.
eaten the good berry then, because then she wouldn't be feeling so hungry.
Eggie, berry.
Well, then she wouldn't be feeling hungry yet.
Yeah,
Well, Aggie's
nobody
a
can feel
little
hungry.
lady, and her digestive system works a little bit differently. Doesn't
Is it
doesn't
immune to magic?
I don't know.
So then you're not hungry.
Okay.
But you know, you
Just
can still
now.
be. You can
I feel
still
like the
be.
gooberry is acting like a prune, and this is Aggie's way of being like, we should go to an inn where there's facilities.
I'd like to make a point here that even if you're not physically hungry, you might still want to eat things. You know, especially if it's the regular time that you normally eat. It's like it's dinner time.
I feel attacked because that's what I do all the time. I'm not hungry.
But then why are you judging Aggie for her naughty tendencies?
Okay, you head into town, and in town there's some people, and the shops are closed, and the doors are closed, and the windows are closed, and there's a couple of people around. There's a dust on the floor. You see some city guardsmen patrolling around, and ahead, like the road leads straight up a little bit of a hill, and on top of the hill is the castle. The castle has these green banners down the side and a green flag flying from the top.
Green flag. Do we know what that is? You know, do we know what that's about?
Roll history.
I roll history because I have a military history, so I might know shit.
Oh, especially related to flags. Yeah.
He
Whoa!
knows everything.
Yeah, and Aggie's not even gonna bother because suddenly,
Yeah.
like Buddy just turns into this font of information.
I want to see how low I
Me
roll.
neither.
You're with your -1.
I know, right? Oh,
So,
it's terrible.
Buddy, you can see the details on this flag. It's not just green. There's a couple of sort of emblems on it, and you know that there used to be a grand old Duke of Ducky, and when he died. They held an election to replace him. They elected a presiduke, and they had different running colours. The different candidates who ran for presiduke, and the winning presiduke had green. So she has green banners on her castle.
I tell everybody this information.
Yep, that's about it. Now we're all caught up.
Well, then I think we should probably go, you know, to the
I agree.
do that. Do.
I
The
agree.
Duchess of Ducky.
That, yes.
Okay,
Right.
you start to head up the hill towards the castle, and as you head up the hill, you meet a city guardsman, a city guardsman, just to clarify. I didn't say SH. And as you approach him, an old man is coming out of the castle. He speaks to the guardsman, and then they both turn to you all, and the old man says, "Are you from the Adequate Company?"
Yup.
Yeah.
Excellent. The Presiduke is expecting you. Please, come with me. Come with me. And he
We
turns
come
and
with
starts to walk up the hill. He's not particularly quick. He's quite fat. He gets out of breath very quickly. So it's quite a slow progress. You know, he clearly jogged down the hill to come tell the guard before you got to the guard. So it's just up these steps and then just a second. He leads you into the Presiduke's hall.
Ooh, new picture.
New
Now that's
Ladies
what
and
I call
gentlemen, Matt has gone mad with these maps, and they're amazing.
I am going to.
Nice alliteration.
Matt's gone mad with these maps.
And it's
And
amazing.
then amazing. Like if you drop the A a little bit, you still got that sound. It's just
It's mazing, just mazing.
amazing. Amazing. Is yeah.
Oh God, what have I done? I'm trying to get all your tokens to drag them over to the.
Oh, we can do that.
I
We
got
can
it.
do that.
I got it. I got
Don't
it.
forget my birds.
I have deliberately forgotten your birds.
Damn it.
Valid.
That's fine. That's fine.
So you enter this great big hall. And there's a few people. I can change the music now. 1 second. There's a few people milling around, discussing things in hushed tones. There's. You can see at the top end of the hall a well-dressed lady talking to another lady, slightly less well-dressed. The old man who's led you in gestures towards these people. There's other people sort of checking bags and inventory. They're being very busy and bustling around, trying to. Clearly, there's something going on. Even though it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, it's still very busy here. What do you do?
She's one fine B word. As a dog, I could say it, but I won't. 'Cause I have knights.
One fine
honor.
buddy.
What?
You said a B word. She's one fine buddy.
One fine butte.
One fine B.
A knight never tells. A word he refuses to tell.
One fine beauty. Oh, buddy, do you have a crush? That's so cute. And Aggie like just sort of, taps Buddy on the head with Cornelius, but not gently.
Hog.
I just
I
addressed
think
the
Buddy's
Presiduke.
armor class is high enough that that does no damage. You make.
Oh, it wouldn't do damage. It's just not.
Well, you
gentle.
said not gently.
It's a non-lethal boop.
It's a non-lethal boop. You address the Presiduke, Orpheus.
Huh?
You're addressing the Presiduke. She's the one in
Yeah.
the middle.
I say, oh, Presiduke of, Duchy. It is Orpheus from the Symphomortis from our town. And we have, been called to, come here and kind of, help and do stuff. So, yes, that.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming. My name is... Matthew pauses because Matthew cannot remember what he named the Presiduke.
What a perfect dramatic pause this lady.
Someone told me your name. I can't remember. Does anyone know why we're here?
Millicent. My name is President
Oh.
Millicent.
Worth the wait.
Thank you so much for coming. I sent for you. I sent word to the Adequate Company. Tell me, is Guildmaster Butfair very well?
He has a mole that he should get checked, but he is otherwise alright.
I see. Well, I do hope he gets that checked out. Yes, I sent for you. Have you seen the dust as you arrived?
It's all over. There's a lot of dust.
Well,
It's quite dusty.
indeed, it's causing...
It hurts my eyes, my beautiful puppy eyes.
Oh no, you poor thing! And she approaches you and she just sort of strokes the side of your puppy face because she loves dogs.
Oh.
Aggie is still on top of Buddy, for the record.
Yes.
So now Aggie is like looking down at the Presiduke, like, yep, yes, it is my ado. Yeah.
You have a wonderful dog tour, milady, she says to Aggie.
Yes, we're lucky to have.
You are a good boy, aren't you? A good boy.
Yes, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
Well,
Yuki,
That's enough. That's enough. Stop.
Should we leave you two alone? We have
Yeah.
time in the
I
world.
feel like I can go somewhere else and meditate about death while you
No,
touch
I will-
the dog.
she steps back
I mean,
again.
I could go check out the kitchens.
And I will stand and stare off into space for as long as I need to.
No, please. Do listen and do stay here. I want to talk with you about the dust.
let's talk about the dust. Let's get down to dust.
Yes, absolutely, you good boy.
Mm.
So,
Oh, this is gross.
so, we don't really know what is causing this dust. It's just appearing from the western hills. It's been spreading sort of twice a day, very strangely. Sort of after breakfast and after lunch, in a very peculiar way. And it didn't reach. It reached the Western Hills several days ago. People came here and complained, but didn't seem particularly serious. But once it reached Ducky itself, the dust interfered with the magic circle, and now it is impossible to teleport anywhere, which is very bad for business.
Has anyone checked in with the Wicked Witch of the West?
Yes. Well, actually, she was my rival in the last election. So it wasn't a very comfortable conversation to discuss with her. You know, was this you? Is this political sabotage? Investigations continue, but it doesn't seem to be her.
Well,
But she does
Yeah.
live in the West, so, you know, if you're going that direction, you can check in.
good.
The other thing is, the last reports we've had, just half an hour before you arrived, is that some of the land more heavily covered in this dust, that has been dusted for several days, is starting to sprout mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
What kind of mushrooms?
Large white mushrooms.
Oh,
Some of them
I
kind
like
of
mushrooms.
yellowish.
I'm gonna roll a survival check, see if that rattles anything in the old noggin.
And also many of Aggie's favorite dishes and spells actually utilize psychedelic mushrooms. So would that be something they might have some information on?
You can also roll.
Check out
Do you
that
want me
survival
to
roll.
I see it.
Arcana or
Sure, yep.
with disadvantage? Mushrooms. Well, I've had the ones that get you high, and I've had the ones that get you low, and I've had the ones that just taste good and sort of like a stew.
Old Caramel, you get the
Yes.
sense that something magical is creating these mushrooms, that you've heard of it, that it spreads like a field of mushrooms around. And it's usually used as like a fear reaction, or like a living fungus creature that is in danger, like ejects these spores to like ward off enemies. So similarly to Amboto firing out the ink, fungus monsters have this kind of spore to as a protection, as safety.
So
mechanism.
the fields are covered in fungus monsters.
No, the fields are covered in little tiny mushrooms and fungus. but fungus monsters make them. It would take more than just that. I mean, you probably know all about how fungus monsters make other fungus monsters, but I don't. So your character knows all about it. You've read a lot of books. With
I haven't read books. I've just
pictures.
I've
yeah,
just
go on.
seen mushrooms. I've been around the world of growing things, and it sounds like fungus monsters have invaded via dust somethings and are making more dusty. What was I saying again about mushrooms? That's right. There are mushroom monsters afoot.
He doesn't
How
sound
much of that do I know with my medicine check?
You also know that it's something to do with spores, and that the spores seed on the ground and make mushrooms grow. That those mushrooms aren't alive more than a normal mushroom is, but you don't know the bit about it being a self-defense mechanism.
It's a self-defense mechanism.
Self-defense from what? From whom? The what?
Well, he probably doesn't have very many friends. I mean, this shroom doesn't sound like a very fun guy.
Oh, there's the pun. And the door that you came through slams open, and a man walks in with two men either side of him, and he walks all the way up to behind you, and he says, "What is the meaning of this?"
What a wonderful question. Let me ponder that.
Why?
Yeah, that's like deep.
My dear Presidduchess, why have you hired adventurers? The guard can deal with this. My scouts will be back later tonight, and we'll be ready to set off in the morning.
Young man, who do you think you are?
I am the captain of the guard. You may call me Captain
look
Pond.
like the captain of a bunch of sad rabble with white-colored uniforms and no capacity to fight. We fought orcs to get here, I think.
As you say this, your face starts to get younger. So as you start ranting, can you describe your appearance shifting?
Yeah, so again, Eggy, tiny little old lady. But as she's saying it, her voice is getting younger, and she's saying, "And we fought orcs, and it was so much more difficult." And like the lines quite clearly just almost start to spread off, and her skin clears. It's still like just the palest shade of gray, but instead of being revolting, it's now almost endearing.
I have a question. Anyone else see this, or is it just me? I can see this.
No, it's also me.
I think. Yeah, I ate one of your cookies earlier. I don't know if this is because of you, though.
At this point, I turn around to the guards who came in, and I look them dead in the eye with my puppy eyes, and I say, "Look, don't you know who I am?" And I use my military rank.
Nice.
They go.
And Eggy sort of shrivels back into a little old lady and goes, "Who are you?"
I am Captain Pond. I'm in charge of the city guard, and you are Buddy Ladybug. Oh, you're famous.
That's true.
You're famous from the Tor Wars.
That's very true.
All the different types of Tor were in a war, and you were there, and you were a great general. Was it general? Or were you a? No, you were Sergeant Major. Goodness.
Yeah. So why don't you just take a good look in your heart and check your mouth and words?
His heart will be full of veins.
This beautiful good boy is right, Captain. You should stay here and keep the city safe. Now, my lady, your city guard needs to show themselves capable of dealing with things and your own resources. They'll remember this at the next election. By hiring adventurers, I'm showing initiative.
Roll initiative.
I just whispered to the side, but in a loud way. So like, I think the Wicked Witch of the West would have hired adventurers a while ago.
Very well. A compromise. You may all set off together in the morning to find the cause. But tonight, please stay here in my castle. As well, I say my castle. It's mine for the next 2 years, and then we'll see how I do in the polls. There will be dinner, the soft beds, whatever you need. Well, not whatever you need, but those things and maybe a few more. And tomorrow morning you can all go together. Is that acceptable, Captain Pond? Yes, I suppose that's acceptable.
Sounds like we have a plan.
New friends! Yay!
Would anyone like to eat some magic mushrooms and take a long rest?
I'd certainly take 1 or 2 to experiment with in my room with my cauldron. Seems like a good life.
I think I need one as well. I'm like kind of distressed. I think you can tell. I'm very distressed because if something is making this like monster mushrooms throw this like self-defense mechanism, it means that something is killing them and they're not wanting to die. This is like a huge thing, everyone. We need to like go and do something about this.
Your whole philosophy is kind of hard to understand, so how about you and me go take a bunch of magic mushrooms and just talk it all out? Everyone else is invited too.
Can Christopher come?
I have no idea how to answer that question.
And between this session and next week, if you want to write a short fiction describing the evening spent together on magic mushrooms, you may, but we will be picking up the adventure again from tomorrow morning.
Lovely. And if Twitch users have any ideas of what we might have gotten up to when we were under the influence, please go onto Figment RP on Facebook. Let us know. Write some stuff. Tell us some fanfic. We'll see if we can manage it.
Absolutely. And that's where we're stopping for today. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to my brilliant performers for performing. Tomorrow, Jada, you are running?
No, Thursday. Thursday we are doing a fireside chat with the glorious Talia. We will be asking them questions about Atlas, about them, there's a lot of things I've always wanted to ask Talia, so if you also have questions, feel free to reach out. Would love them. But there will be robes. There will be a fake fire. It's going to be
so it's Facebook Live. What time?
It will be at 7:30 CET, which is 8:30 for those of you in Israel, 6:30 for those of you more on the GMT side.
This Saturday, Itamar will be hosting another role-playing game, and he'll invite the Twitch stream to play along with him. Next Monday is the next episode of Quests of Yalpalor, and maybe the party will finally meet the Ticism Family, the Ticism family.
Which would also mean we get to level up, folks.
Including, we'll definitely be meeting Skep, but if we have any luck, we'll be meeting Agnos and Homo Ero Ticism.
And also Mist.
Thank you again, and tune in at the same time next week for the continuation of Adequate Company. If you miss an episode, we'll have all these videos up on YouTube on the Figment RP channel before the end of the week, so you can catch up before the next Twitch live stream.
Thank you, Matt. You were amazing.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, everyone, and see you next week. Goodbye.
See you all next week. Goodbye.